What's good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Swish Flames podcast. Be sure to check us out on the website www.swishflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at SwishFlames, and if you feel so inclined to send a donation, hit us up on the Cash App $ King Cal 516. So let's get right into this, y'all. Team USA loses another game, this time to Team Australia with the final score of 91-83. And I'm very disappointed in this game. We're going to just pick this apart just a little bit of what I think Team USA needs. And I definitely have some questions here. And once again, I'm going to start off with who is the leader on this team. You know what I mean? I know KD has experience, and we'll all quickly say KD, but I'm not talking about the overall leader. I'm talking about who on the court is the leader of this team. That has to be established really quick. And a question is, what is Greg Popovich doing? Because honestly, I'm ready to say bring back Coach K, and I know Coach K is getting ready to retire soon from basketball, but oh my goodness. This is truly making me believe that moving forward, that, you know, from a management standpoint of Team USA basketball, they're going to have to really consider that hiring the elite college coaches might be better, because to me, the college game is a lot closer to the international game versus them being closer to the NBA game. And that's just my opinion. Some might disagree with me, but Greg Popovich is an all-time great NBA coach, but he's not looking too good in these games. All right. Now, I will also say that Team USA just got together. They haven't been together long, but I mean, I'm being honest with you. A lot of these teams, a lot of these players just got together and they've been only balling for a couple of weeks, so I don't really want to make that an excuse. I'm just being honest. But I'm going to stress that if Team USA continues to play the way they're playing, it's going to be very embarrassing in the Olympics for the United States in basketball, a sport that we are supposed to be dominating. Now, I get that the competition around the world is a lot better, but we are still supposed to be shown off better than this. This is embarrassing. Thank God they're exhibition games, but this is completely embarrassing. Okay? So, who's the leader on this team on the court? Because somebody's going to have to show up on the court and rip these guys apart to get them to shape. You know what I mean? I can tell you for a fact, in every Dream team, Kobe Bryant was the leader, and he led by example. And the others follow suit. So Kevin Durant being the best player, you would hope it is him. But once again, I'm not going to put this on KD as far as being the lead on the court. I think he should be the guy that, hey, he's your closer. Hey, he's the guy that he's been there before. He can kind of help you with that. Hey, but as far as galvanizing the troops on the court, I know the guy who needs to step into this role, and I know the guy that needs to do a whole lot better than he did. And I'm going to call out Dame Lillard. And I'm calling Dame Lillard out not because I don't believe in him. I'm calling him out because I highly believe in him, and I know he can do it, but he's not doing it. And and this is a problem. This is the problem I'm having with the way Dame is playing. Now, if you look at the box score, Dame led the team in scoring. That's my biggest issue. And I know a lot of you guys will be like, wait, what? Dame did his thing. For Team USA to be successful, my other question will be, and then explaining it, who's going to be the guy to sacrifice? Well, Dame Lillard needs to be the guy to sacrifice. Why? Because there's not a lot of elite playmakers on this team. So somebody has to commit to being a playmaker on this team. And if you're Dame Lillard, you are the starting point guard. Now, I know in the modern NBA, we have a lot of score-first mentality point guards. I know Dame Lillard, for most of his career, that's how he plays on the Portland Trailblazers. But for this Team USA, right off the bat, if Dame Lillard is your leading scorer, you're going to have a lot of issues. You know why? Because Dame Lillard is your starting point guard. He's playing a lot of minutes on this team so far in these first two games. He played 30 minutes yesterday. That's a lot of minutes. And if that's going to be the case, that already gives me the understanding that the ball is not really moving the way it needs to be moving. Dame, you're bringing up the ball. You have the ball in your hands a lot anyway. Dame, you're one of the best scorers in the league that can get your shot. Dame, you shoot from the logo and get a shot. You can get your shot at any time. You have a team that's full of ISO scorers. So Dame, you're one of the best of them too. We know this. I am not taking that away from you. I'm giving you props. But Dame, you got to be the guy to galvanize your troops, meaning that you got to be the guy that understands that, listen, I got to get Jason Tatum going. Listen, let me get KD going. Listen, let me get Bradley Beal going. Listen, let me get Bam a few good looks where he likes it. So for me, Dame Lillard needs to be the guy talking to all these guys. Where do you like the ball? Where is your spot? You know what I'm saying? Where do you feel most comfortable? And he needs to make the extra effort and make it that the priority. If I'm Coach Pop, you need to be going to Dame Lillard saying, your goal needs to be 10 to 15 assists a game. And the reason why I bring that up, yes, Dame led the Team USA in scoring, but he only had 1 assist the whole game. Think about that. He's the guy with the ball. He's going to be the guy that has the ball the most on the team because he's the starting point guard. He only had 1 assist. In international ball, when you're playing international basketball and the other teams are moving the ball, they're playing a full team offense, everybody's touching the ball is moving freely, you know, it's not sticking with anybody. This is going to be a cause of concern for Team USA where all their best players are ISO players. This is why in one of my previous shows, I told you guys, Carmelo Anthony was a crucial part of that Redeem team because Carmelo Anthony was one of the guys that sacrificed his normal way of playing to play off the ball. And that was a crucial component. But Carmelo Anthony had a lot of success playing Team USA ball. Why? Because they needed a guy like that on the team so that it could work a lot better. And this is why I'm saying Damian Lillard needs to sacrifice the most. And in him sacrificing, he's going to create that wave of that's going to be contagious. And he's going to galvanize the troops because guess what? Guess what, Dame? You get these guys going and they're in rhythm because they need that, your life becomes easy. And I totally believe that Dame Lillard and Kevin Durant should be the closers. Those are guys that should be in the clutch hitting those shots for you. So when it's time to be Dame time, let it be Dame time. I understand that. But especially starting off the game, Dame, it needs to be a high priority. Get these guys involved. Get these guys going. Get the ball moving around. You know what I mean? But when you have a team that the best players are all ISO, take the man off the dribble, break the defense down, try to move like that, it becomes a redundancy because everybody's trying to do it. And it doesn't fit. It's not a good puzzle piece in international basketball. And I think that's what we're seeing. You know, so Chris Paul not accepting his invitation. I know he's in the finals right now, but Chris Paul's not going to eventually come to this team. That's going to hurt them. Kyle Lowry, maybe because it's a contract year, but Kyle Lowry, even he would have been very good. You know, LeBron, obviously, LeBron is not there. Even James Harden, any one of those 4 players would be on this Team USA right now starting. I totally believe with all my heart that they would have won those 2 games. Any of those guys I just mentioned. Why? Because those guys can understand a pass-first mentality and get everybody else going and get theirs because they know they can get theirs at any time. I wasn't sure if James Harden was that player because in Houston, he was forced to play the other way around. But James Harden this year, I always knew he was a good playmaker, but this year James Harden showed that he can sacrifice his stats for the betterment of the team. You know what I mean? If it requires that. So James Harden is in that conversation as well because he's a guy that can go make sure everybody's in position and get the guys in the right spots and get them going and get his later. You know what I mean? Any one of those guys who are out there helm that I just mentioned, I believe we would have different results and we'd be talking about something completely different today. So this is not me knocking Dame Lillard, but this is me trying to push Dame Lillard to the greatness I know that he has in him. Team USA does not need Portland Trailblazer Dame Lillard. Team USA needs Dame Lillard that's going to be a team player and understand that, hey, the best thing I could do for this team to affect winning is be the guy that's going to set people up, get them all in rhythm, get my 10 to 15 assists a game, not worry about leading the team in scoring, because that's not what they need. There's enough scoring on this team to win the gold medal. Dame does not need to be the leading scorer. He needs to score, but he doesn't need to be the leading scorer. And so when I seen that sticks out to me. That's not the only thing. They got to get better defensively. You know what I mean? They got to get more cohesion. Some of that's going to come with just spending a little more time, having a little more reps. I get some of that. But as far as just the setting the vibe from the start of the game, that should be Dame's mission. I think if Dame changes that around, it's going to change the whole complexion of the team because he's going to be able to get more guys in rhythm to where they're comfortable. And that's going to open up the game tremendously. And they need to move that ball around because that ball not moving around the way it needs to, and international play comes back to haunt you. If you look at these teams, these international teams move the ball around. You know what I mean? They get the ball and they get great shots. And that's what Team USA needs to do. A little bit less of relying on your individual skill and more of the team working together as a group to get the job done. And I still believe in this team and I still think they can turn it around. But they're going to really need it. And I'm hoping that Greg Popovich understands this, and he's going to push this, because I believe if they do so, the results will come right after. Anyhow, it's your boy King Cal 516. I'm going to sign off there. Let me know what you think Team USA needs to do, what adjustments you think they need to make. Be sure to put them in the comments. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know what? And also, when you get the chance, make sure you hit the website up. Once again, www.swishflames.com. Hit us up at Twitter at SwishFlames. And if you feel so inclined to donate to the show, hit us up on the Cash App, King Cal 516, with a $ to begin in front of that. And with that said, we out. See you guys next time.